Have you ever been through a phase where you didn't have money?
Yeah, I've been through that phase. I was in that phase for the first 35 years of my life. It
People usually
sucked.
say-
I know the feeling so well.
Right.
It sucks so bad.
What's up fam, this is TBH, a show where I get up close and personal with some of my favorite people. And damn it, did I just interview Russell Peters?
So I just want to quickly start by asking something that's very relevant for us. What was your childhood like? Because that decides a lot of things and it sort of sets precedent.
Well, my childhood would probably be very different than your childhood, as I was born in Canada, and I was born in 1970. So in the 70s, the lowest form of person you could have been was an Indian. So I dealt with a lot of racism and bullying when I was growing up. So that set the tone for the way my brain thinks. And then I was about 15. 1985, I started boxing, and I never got bullied ever again.
Wow, so you went through that phase and as a defense mechanism.
As a defense mechanism, I started trying to make jokes to get out of an ass whooping.
Right.
And then when I learned how to fight, I didn't care anymore, and I understood that if you get past something, you can beat it.
My mom often tells me that you need to get an MBA. Without an MBA, you're not going to be
That's
successful.
useless information. Mom,
Yeah.
you're lying to me. You're lying to
Mom,
me.
you heard it.
It's-
But how were your parents like? Did they ever stop you from doing something that you loved?
No, both my parents are Anglo-Indian. You know, historically, Anglo-Indians are lazy people. Take a look around. Go to St. Andrews and ask them. we're known as being the entertainers or the cooks or the chefs or the writer type people. We're always that kind of minded.
So they were always okay with you doing whatever you wanted to do?
Well, they didn't really understand. You gotta understand, I started doing comedy in 1989, and there was no Indian person doing it before me. So I'm the first one. And so they had nothing to compare it to. So it's almost like a kid goes to you, hey, I'm gonna go be an astronaut. You're like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Where's he gone? He's gonna go be an astronaut or something. He'll be back. You know what I mean? It's not one of those things you just kind of blow off.
So from that stems the thought, right? Like, because you were doing this, you set precedent to a lot of people, a lot of Indians started following it, a lot of people around the world started following it. But at this point, when you were growing as a comedian, one of the things that I want to know is, what were insecurities like? What was your biggest insecurity?
I mean, I've always had insecurities, and you don't get past them. It doesn't matter how old you get, you have the same insecurities.
Right.
Are people going to misunderstand me? Are people going to like me? Whatever the case may be.
Right.
Everybody has insecurities, and I think if you don't have insecurities, you might be a robot.
You know where this question comes from for me is the social media generation that we are.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's massive.
I know, I hate it.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
have to be a part of it, and
Right.
I hate that I have to be a part of it.
Which is my question, to understand what was the pre-social media age like?
Before you just had to earn it on your own.
Right.
you did things, and you just did things because that's what you had to do.
Right.
Now they do things for attention, or they do things. Everything has an ulterior motive for when people are doing things.
But does
like
it
when you
affect-
see people on Instagram and guys are walking around giving homeless people money. I'm like,
Right.
look, if you're going to give people money, don't embarrass that person by putting it on film. Just give the person money and keep it moving.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're going to help somebody, help them privately, and don't make it a big deal because you're making it about you.
But isn't
And
that
it's
the
all
whole
about
point?
you guys, this generation. Everything you do
Yes.
is me, and I'm like, fuck you. Learn how to do some shit just for being a good person.
Right? But at the same time, not being there, you're losing out on something.
Yeah, I get
Right.
FOMO every now and then,
Right.
but that's usually like a party or something like that. I'm like, damn, I wanted to be at that party.
But apart from that, you never feel that that's a place of insecurity for you.
What,
Stu-
the
internet.
social media?
Yes.
Yeah, of course it is, but I can't put that much value in it.
Right.
Because the people that are saying all these things to you out there are not saying it to your face. Because they don't have the balls to say it to your face.
Exactly.
And if they did have the balls to say it to my face, it's a solid chance they'd leave with a broken jaw.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What are your thoughts on financial independence for youngsters, and specifically because of this age and time?
I mean, it's always good to have financial independence. It doesn't really matter what generation you're talking
Yes.
about. You need financial independence.
Yes.
Otherwise, you become a leech, and you don't learn how to earn.
And have you ever been through a phase where you didn't have money?
Yeah, I've been through that phase. I was in that phase for the first 35 years of my life.
Damn.
Yeah.
And what did it feel like? People
It
usually
sucked.
say.
I know the feeling so well.
Right.
It sucks so bad.
Right.
And all my friends are broke, so when they hit me up, I know what it's like. I know what it's like when they hit you up and they Oh, hey, Jesse, what's up?
One of the things that I've heard is you're very, very fond of your team.
Because I'm not an elitist.
Right.
In my head, there's no I'm here, you're there.
Right.
I mean, if we're all in the same room, we're all in the same room, we're literally on the same floor.
Right.
There's no reason for any of us to be above or below each other.
Right.
There can be a leader, but that doesn't mean the leader's above you. It just means he's the person taking, or whoever the person is taking charge is the person taking charge.
What's the longest time somebody's worked with you? Like the time frame?
I mean, my assistant Eddie's been with me for 10 years, but I think now's a good time. Eddie, you're fired. My brother's been with me 15 or 16 years.
He's been your manager ever since you started your career?
No, he's been my manager for the past
15
years.
Nice. And what's being brothers and a manager? What's the differentiator?
I mean, he's always been my older brother, so
Right.
you know, he's 6 years older than me. So when I was 12, he was 18.
Right.
So it's always been this. He's always been my big brother.
Right. Have you always looked up to him in
Yeah,
ways
and, you
and
know,
means? Yeah.
and I always respected his opinions and
Right.
you know, advice he gave me. So I'd rather somebody like that in my corner.
Would you ever have any other way now that you've been through 15 years?
Oh yeah, no, I'd get a better manager, but I'm just saying. I'm kidding.
Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I was equally nervous being right next to him and interviewing the man himself. And I want you guys to support me on this journey. We're going to be having 100 guests, and I have one simple request. Please do subscribe to the channel. And I'm very accessible on Instagram, so follow me on Instagram. And here we go for the next few episodes of TBH.